The Packers just made a huge mistake. And you know what? I'll even go ahead and say I think Aaron Rodgers even made a mistake. Not a huge mistake, just a normal-sized mistake. So Aaron Rodgers just signed a new 3-year, $150 million deal to stay with the Packers. This is how the contract will break down over the next 3 years. In 2022, Rodgers will get $42 million. In 2023, he will get $59.515 million. In 2024, he will get $49.3 million. Aaron Rodgers' cap hit before this deal was originally $46.7 million, but now after this deal is done, his cap hit is only $28.5 million for this year. So yeah, lowering his cap hit for this year is a positive, but at the time I'm recording this, the Packers are still about $4 million over the cap. With this new contract, the Packers are basically putting off that huge Aaron Rodgers cap hit for as long as possible. It's like when you do your laundry and you just throw it on your bed and you don't feel like folding it, and then you just move it to another place when you have to go to bed, and then you just move it around your room. But then eventually, you're gonna have to fold that laundry. That's what this is. They're just pushing it down. They're just keep pushing it down the road. 2023 is where things can possibly get a little scary for the Packers. So if Aaron Rodgers is not on the Packers, either by way of a trade or he's retired, his dead money would be $68.2 million for that year. That's a lot of money. Good for Rodgers getting paid. Good for him getting this new contract. I'm always for players getting the money they deserve. But my question for Rodgers and the Packers is this team even going to be as good as the team last season that couldn't get a playoff win? Coming into this offseason, we all knew the Packers were going to be in a really bad spot regarding the cap. Their cap situation we knew was going to be a mess. Because of that, they've already had to release star edge rusher Zadarius Smith. They had to release starting right tackle Billy Turner, and I'm pretty sure wide receiver MVS isn't going to be back either. And there's also guys who need new contracts. Cornerback Rasul Douglas, he's someone who's going to need a new contract. Cornerback Jair Alexander, he's someone who's going to need a new contract soon, and he's going to get like top cornerback money. And there's also the situation with Davante Adams. So Davante Adams was franchise tagged, but then he came out and said he's not going to play under the franchise tag this season. So that means the Packers need to give Davante Adams that well-earned, that well-deserved new contract that will probably, I would say definitely, make him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. He definitely deserves it. And he's going to get probably over $100 million in that contract. I'm sure he's going to want kind of a long-term deal since he doesn't want to play on the franchise tag. He kind of wants that long-term security. So it's probably going to be at least 4 years. So let's say the Packers do give Davante Adams that new big contract though. In a few years, they might be in a situation like the Cowboys were just in with Amari Cooper, where they couldn't afford to keep him on the team because of his cap hit, and they had to trade him to the Browns for a 5th round pick. They had to trade their number 1 wide receiver for a 5th round pick because they could not afford his contract. I know the cap increases as years go on, but you can only keep pushing these big contracts off for so long. Basically, it's Super Bowl or bust for the Packers right now. And honestly, I'm questioning if this team can get to the Super Bowl after their past few playoff performances. I mean, they lost their first playoff game last year to Jimmy Garoppolo. They got outplayed by the 49ers on their home field in their first playoff game. They went one and done in the playoffs last season. And let's be real, Aaron Rodgers didn't play like a quarterback in that game that deserves this contract. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers doesn't deserve this contract, but in that game, he did not play well at all. He did not elevate that team. And if this Packers team doesn't get a Lombardi trophy in the next few years, the rebuild is going to be brutal. The rebuild, it's going to be brutal. I mean, yeah, the cap situation isn't going to be great down the line either way, but if you have a Lombardi trophy, that does make it a little easier, Let's also quickly jump back to what I said about Aaron Rodgers making a mistake earlier in this video. I honestly think if Aaron Rodgers' priority was getting another ring, and again, I don't know his personal priorities, I don't know what's most important to him, but if his personal priority was getting another ring, I don't think the number 1 choice was to stay in Green Bay. Like, I applaud his commitment and his loyalty to Green Bay. But if his number 1 priority was getting a ring, I think he had a better chance winning a ring with either the Broncos or the Titans. Again, I don't know his personal priorities. Because like I said, I feel like on paper, this Packers team is going to be worse than it was last season, and they could not get the job done in the playoffs. They couldn't even get 1 win in the playoffs. So yeah, guys, it's really Super Bowl or bust for the Packers right now. And if they don't get a Lombardi trophy in the next, 2 to 3 years, we're going to be looking back on this Aaron Rodgers contract as a huge mistake. So that is it for this video, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. And if you're new here and want to subscribe, I would appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Peace.